Let's check back in with Jennifer Griffin in Washington. Jennifer.
Well, John, I think it was very interesting listening to the president lay out the case for war against Iran. He had multiple messages. One, he laid out the history going back to 1979 of how Iran has posed a threat not only to Americans but to the region at large. He talked about the IEDs that killed Americans in Iraq. He talked about the terrorism, the proxies that have been unleashed on the world and have terrorized Americans as well as the Israelis, as well as others in the region. He then had a very stern message. He suggested that he described this as a massive operation and a noble mission. He had a message to the Iranian people that this is the time to, first of all, in these coming days, to stay inside so that they avoid being hit by the bombs that are going to be dropped. He had a warning that they need to shelter in place right now. But when the bombs stop dropping, he encouraged the Iranian people to rise up, to take back their government. I can tell you from talking to sources in the region that there have been at least 30 strikes on 30 different targets, that, in fact, the targets included, as we've mentioned earlier, Ayatollah Khamenei's residence, as well as his office complex, where that would be a huge symbol for the Iranian people. It's not clear whether he was killed in that strike, but clearly these are decapitation strikes designed to remove the leadership of the Iranian nation. And the president, with a message to the Iranian people to take this opportunity when the bombs stop falling to take back their government. He says that they will be targeting the ballistic missiles that Iran has been building up since last summer. Thousands of missiles, hundreds of longer-range missiles. We understand between 200 to 300 ballistic missiles. They have launchers that are set up in the western part of the country. Some of them are underground. Some of them are mobile. But the president, remember when Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, came to Washington weeks ago, one of the key demands of the Israelis as this mission was being prepared was that the ballistic missiles be on the table as targets, because those missiles can not only strike U.S. bases across the region, but they can reach Israel. Iran does not have an intercontinental ballistic missile that can reach the United States yet, but Israel is certainly in Iran's crosshairs. And so the president himself laid out that those ballistic missiles would be targeted. He also said that Iran would never get a nuclear weapon. That is something he has been consistent on. He has said it repeatedly. And when the talks essentially stalled in Geneva and the Iranians came with what was well short of what the president had demanded of them in terms of foregoing any future enrichment or a nuclear program in the future, that is when I think the president decided that the time to act was now. And so while last summer was very significant in terms of targeting the three main locations where enrichment was taking place, Fordo, Isfahan, and Natanz, as we reported at the time, some of those facilities were deeply buried underground. The tunnels at Isfahan, for instance, even the GBU-47 missiles that the B-2 bombers dropped, the penetrating missiles, they could not reach that deep into the ground there. And then there were always the secret sites where the Iranians were carrying out enrichment. The Israelis over the years have documented that program very well. We had learned recently that there was a new site being built at a mountain called Pickaxe. It's near the Natanz site. It had not been constructed yet, but I would imagine that it is one of the targets that will eventually be taken out during this, what the president described as a massive operation, suggesting this will last for some time, John.
And the president, had warnings for the Iranian military and the IRGC, saying you must lay down your weapons. You'll get total immunity if you do, or certain death if you do not. He is speaking directly to the Iranian forces, telling them, don't try to fight the United States and don't try to kill your own people.
I think what's interesting, John, about that message is the question is, he spoke on Truth Social in English. How is the U.S. government getting that message into Iran in Farsi to the Iranian people? As we've reported in the past, the Voice of America has been essentially gutted under this administration, and it is not clear how they are getting that message into Iran, because that is a really important message for the military to lay down their weapons and the offer of immunity. But at this moment in time, they also, from what we can tell from the targets that have been chosen, they are striking the IRGC headquarters and locations where the military would have gathered.
All right, Jennifer Griffin reporting from Washington for us. Jennifer, thank you.